Today we know urban stormwater runoff is the largest remaining contributor to water quality pollution to the waterways of the nation. Even in our semi-arid climate, the streets in Richland still collect sediments from construction sites, oil and grease from cars, and fertilizers and pesticides from our yards. Protecting Richland's waterways from stormwater pollution is a community effort. We all need to do our part to keep our stormwater and waterways clean.
The city is doing its part by maintaining a street sweeping program that will sweep every street in the city 2 or 3 times a year. In addition, stormwater maintenance crews regularly clean out the catch basins, storm manholes, detention ponds, and swales. But it doesn't stop there. The city of Richland has developed a stormwater treatment program that will introduce water quality treatment features to existing storm drainage systems.
Until about the 1990s or so, stormwater systems were designed and built to prevent property damage from floods. And what's changed is that the federal government started it with the Clean Water Act, and now all levels of government are looking at what's the quality of the water, what sort of contaminants are carried in those pipe systems, and where do they go. Starting at the federal level and then cascading down all the way to the local level, each level of government has a similar responsibility or their role in protecting the nation's waters. And so in Richland, there's the Yakima River, the Columbia River, are our two main, and then the Amon Wasteway is also something we pay attention to in a similar manner. All 3 of those waterways receive stormwater out of these old style systems. So the retrofit program is our attempt to go back onto those systems and introduce features that will improve the quality and reduce the contaminant loading that gets conveyed to the rivers. We've inventoried all those little basins and all those little discharge pipes, and we have between 35 and 40 around the entire city that I guess are collecting runoff off of pavement and people's roofs and everything else where the runoff comes off of, and then putting it in one of those 3 water bodies. We did an evaluation to help us focus on where was the best place to start in introducing some water quality improvement features, and the area of town that came out on top, call it the northeast section of town, so that borders the Columbia River all the way from the north end at like the Port of Benton area all the way down close to downtown. And so we've identified 6 places where there are pipe outfalls, and we kind of call them by their street names mostly. One of them is Richardson Road, one of them is Sprout Street, one of them is Ferry Road, one of them is Saint Street, and then Park Street. And the 6th one that you mentioned is actually Swift Boulevard, and that's an area that's sort of tributary or off of that main ditch through town, but we can affect some improvement in the downtown area with a project on Swift Boulevard. Where we are in the process is that we've identified these locations as being places we think we should focus our resources and do something. And then there are different methods for how you can accomplish improving the water quality in these outfalls. And so for those places, the Ferry Road, the Saint Street, and the Park Street, given that those are sort of high public exposure areas, we've developed, we've studied, we've stood up different ways of improving the water quality at those locations. And they're not finished design projects, but they're viable ideas about how you could improve the water quality at each of those 3 locations. And so the purpose of the public outreach and the phase of the whole program development we are right now is to get public input and help us pick among those alternatives.
If you would like more information on the Stormwater Treatment Program, visit the City of Richland's website. Then select Departments, Public Works, Stormwater Utility, and finally, Stormwater Treatment Program. Once there, you can take an online survey and view detailed reports on the 6 recommended locations, including the various treatment options for each site. Public outreach and input is critical for city staff and city council. Once the online survey closes, staff will assemble all the public input and go over the program with the City Council and select the projects and methods.